See? This. All right. And since you've got somebody to hold mitts for you today, I think we'll take a little bit of time, and I'm going to teach you how to hold mitts and how they should be holding them for you, so you can teach them how to hold them for you.
That would be awesome.
When a person doesn't know how to hold mitts, it's hard on the person, and it's hard on the person hitting them, because they never hold it at the right place. They don't give enough feedback.
Yeah.
And
we've been
it's rough.
It's been a little bit of a trial by fire.
Now with mitt holding, you're always going to cross over on your strikes. So I'm going to match essentially the hand that you're punching with is the hand I'm holding up. So if you're throwing a right punch, my right hand needs to come up for it, because it allows you that rotation. Because if I put it in my left hand and you were throwing your right hand at
that straight,
it just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
So it's always going to cross over, so that hand's going to come across, and then this one. So you see how you can get a full turn into it.
Okay.
So they're always, so if he wants you to throw a left, he needs to pull it up here.
Okay.
And it's a read and recognition thing, so you give it a pop and back out. Pop! Your bag is like the lifted weights. That's where you're going to hit hard. Hand mitts, you can get pop on them.
Yeah.
But you need to be thinking more about its timing, its hand. These are kind of timing pads. If you watch professional boxers, you'll see them putting a little bit of leather on it. But for the most part, you notice that their punches will be real light. And if you watch Floyd Mayweather, it looks like the guy who's running the pads is working harder than he is. It looks like Floyd just put his hand out, and the guy's like, go around, move around, letting you getting your movements down. But a real simple, easy one to start off is just the 1-2. So your jab, 1, 2. 1, 2. And you notice that I kind of meet you just a little bit.
Okay.
So it's almost like a 3/4, 1/4 high five.
Okay.
So I just meet you just a little bit.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
So,
yeah, we weren't doing that.
So if I just go like this, you feel how dead that feels when you hit it. A person doesn't just. It's a no sell. Is what it is. You just hit it, and I just no selled you.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So I got to sell it a little bit. You hear and so you get that.
I didn't know you were coming up that one. Sorry.
Okay. And you get the timing. It's just nice and gentle. Relax. With strikes, the thing that you want on your end the most is to relax, because that's the thing that sucks all of your energy, is being tense when we don't have to be tense. So when you're there, just think about a couple high fives. Pop, pop.
Okay.
One more. Good. So that's that 1-2. Real basics, a good starter. Sometimes I like to come in and it's boom, boom, and then out again. So that you start to get the feeling for that distancing thing that we were talking about. I'm right here, and then as soon as I disappear, it's boom, boom.
Okay, can we try a couple of those?
Yep. So I'm here, coming in.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And then with that, then you can start to move around just a little bit and get that feeling for being kind of light on your feet. You own the center. So you want to control the center of your environment. You don't want me forcing you to start moving off, because in boxing they would call it walking a person down.
Yeah.
So they start making that guy move back towards the ring corner or wherever it is. We don't want to get walked down. We want to control it.
Yeah.
Part of that is when we're controlling that distance. If we know that we're gonna preempt them, we don't want to chase them, but we don't we don't want to wait for them to where they're already hitting us, because then they
Yeah.
start to get to call the shots.
Yeah.
So that coming in, it comes in. Good. The next one that we would want to work. Same as this, but we're going to give it 1, 2, 3. So it's just going to be 1, 2.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It just that simple. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
This is once when we decide that we're going to start taking them back.
Okay.
So we're in there and we've got them. Boom, 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 and that's going to get us to that inside to get whatever grips that we want to start coming to. And that's when we can start our grapple.
Okay.
It's going to get that person's hands up.
Okay.
More so than a 1, 2. A 1, 2 is a good boom, boom, and let them know that we're here.
Yeah.
The
So
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're trying to take control of the situation. Boom, 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 and then in, because we want to get their hands protecting them, because that allows us to not be hit and to
Yeah.
close that distance the last little bit away and suck them up in whatever it is that we're going to start with.
Okay.
So we'll go nice and slow, just like we started with the other one. So 1, 2. 1. Oh, sorry.
I saw this one up
Yeah.
there. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
1, 2. One more. Good. Sounding good. That pop will tell you, am I hitting it right?
Yeah.
If it sounds dead, like you just have a dead thump.
Yeah, there's a couple on my left.
Because it'll go pop, pop, it'll go pop, pop. And you're like, ah. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not enough that it wouldn't shock a person, but you know that you really, when you start making the because that's if it starts sounding like that, you know that you're getting good pop on it.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
Yeah. Like I said, I can definitely hear a difference with my left.
yep. And that's good, because once you hear it, you go, oh, I just kind of flubbed that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, that 1, 2, 3, that's our straights, okay?
Okay.
Now, we can also go one, when I say in boxing, left or whatever your jabbing hand is, your forward hand,
Yeah.
is always 1.
Okay.
1. 2 is your cross. 3 will be a hook with your lead. 4 is a hook with your right.
So, boom. Huh.
So
Boom,
1, 2,
boom,
3,
boom.
4. That's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So if
Okay.
you hear those numbers, like once we start working, I might go 1, 2,
So, boom,
boom, boom. And if I go 1, 2, 3,
boom, boom, boom.
yep.
Okay.
And what we were just doing was 1, 2, 1.
Okay. So that's boom, boom, boom.
Yep. And
Okay.
once you hear those, you'll just notice that we might start changing up 1, 2,
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Might go 1, 2, 4, because you're gonna
That's
hit with
1,
that.
2.
Yeah.
How would you do that one?
So it comes out like this. When you're going, you go boom, boom, boom,
Okay. So
and
so
it's a slight reset,
Okay.
because once you hit them, boom, you can
Okay.
you
So
can
it is
move your
the-
body off
Okay.
the reset.
So it'd be boom, ha, go, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that maybe we
Oh,
hooked
hold
it.
on. Is it like that or is it like that? Because you're
So-
coming up.
So I have to come up to try and
Oh,
reach
could
reach
hit
you
me.
because you're high.
Yeah.
But if I'm throwing one here, boom, and I'm gonna let it think about it. It's like a hinge,
Okay.
because we turn our body, boom, and we put our body into it. And there's a slight rubber banding we can get off of it
Uh huh.
if we, boom, but we don't want to get too big because that'll one hurt our shoulder eventually, and it's easy to read.
Yeah.
So this might be, we go boom, boom, we catch them and stick them with another one on the inside.
Okay, so I'm gonna just do this super slow real quick. So it'd be like
one,
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
boom.
that's like a body shot.
A body shot, you could hit a person in the head with it. What is more typical is a 1, 2, 3 because it can go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Because this, as it pulls back,
that one's.
I can stick that one out.
Yeah.
There. You might even go. You can have a hook, and then hook.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was well known for his crossover boom hook. That was what he would knock people out with. All that.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody with head movement like that guy. It's just speed. He was a big man, short big man, but big man nonetheless, and fast, so fast. So, with our palm strikes though, when we throw a hook with our palm strike, we can, on our 1, 2, and in our 3, we can stretch it back a little bit, and then where you feel that tension in your shoulder, and then, boom, it across, and that's going to be in the head.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and
if you don't want to hit the meaty.
And if you hit somewhere in the body with it, you could. It's just palm strikes to the body don't do as much as a fist to the body would.
Gotcha.
Because you've got soft structures.
Yeah.
To the head though, it's solid.
Yeah.
So palm strikes to the head, and we can catch that. Boom.
Out. Yeah.
And you'll see those will knock a person out because we're aiming for right in here.
Yeah.
Right in that jawline. If you hit around the ear or near the temple, that's fine too. But if you hit right here, that's going to accelerate the head. And that's what we're looking for a knockout standpoint. This acceleration of skull over the brain's ability to accelerate with it.
Okay.
Because when the head twists fast, the brain doesn't move as fast, and it essentially bounces off the inside of the skull.
Okay.
So on our gloves, and we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, nice and easy, real slow. We're just go through the movement first. So
cross. 1. Oh, sorry. I was trying to remember. So 1, 2. Okay.
So 1, 2, and then 3. This one, like a big body slap, but let your body do the leading on it.
Okay. So like.
There we go.
Okay. Oh,
let's do it. Just a couple of 3s first.
Okay.
Really drag it. There we go. Drive that body through. There we go. Ah. We call that an open hand slap. You tell me that face. John Stoss.
Sorry. That's the wrist.
Oh, these rednecks out here right in it. Really pop. Boom! With it. Turn on that hip just as much as you can. Don't hurt yourself though.
Yeah.
One more. There we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3.
30.
And let's do, I want it about this speed to start with. Pop, pop, pop. Okay. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop. And it looks just like this. If you can get it to still be a little bit bent, it takes some of the strain off the elbow. Notice there's a slight pause in there for me to load it up. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Boom. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Think about it.
Good. Shake it out a little bit. Those are ones that you're going to be able to use on your bag. Now, we'll start with 1, 2, and I might give you some other ones that get mixed in. Okay. So, ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good foot placement. Good foot placement. 1. 1. There we go. 1. 1. 1. 2. 2. 2. 2. There we go. Keep that hand up. Those hands up. We want to kind of keep them where we can protect our head.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. Good.
That first one, I forgot what 3 was. I was swinging. I was like halfway adjusted, like, oh no.
All right. Elbow strikes. Now, with our elbows, it's a pretty natural strike.
Okay.
When we turn, we want to be thinking again that shoulder on a hinge, and it's kind of like a nunchuck, like a flail, right? We want that to the movement has to come from the body,
Okay.
which then is going to bring the elbow up on a nice swing. You notice that this isn't being held rigid. It's strong, but it's allowing it to float.
Okay.
The same thing with our elbows. We want our body to do most of the driving, and our elbow finishes it off.
Okay.
So when I throw that elbow, you'll notice that I'm here, and I turn my whole body, and then my forearm comes up and swings through it.
Okay. So.
And we want to make sure that we're getting
Like that?
that we're hitting with that point.
Okay.
This stinks to get hit with,
Yeah.
but not nearly as bad as this right here. That's what penetrates and does the hurting.
Yeah.
So when you throw that elbow, and you especially got off of let's say off that front one, you're going to catch me with that and then follow up with an elbow off of that one.
From the left one?
Because
Okay.
this one's going to hit me,
Boom.
and then this one, boom,
Boom.
as you close it in.
Okay.
Doom. So it's going to hit in the face, boom, and that's a killer. Getting elbowed in the head stinks. So that's our horizontal one right there, and we can throw off of each of them.
Okay.
Now when I throw to the ones to the shorter and to the inside, I'll turn my wrist in if I need to shorten it up some.
Okay. So, like that.
Yeah, because right here, if I try to throw a full one, I might not be able to reach. But if I'm in close, I can turn that in.
Gotcha.
So that's how you can shorten it to catch person if we're right here in like grappling range.
Yeah.
Boom, and I'm gonna throw one.
Yeah.
And to be able to shorten it.
Shorten it up to get. Yeah.
So that's how you shorten them up to close the distance. And it's just your hand length is all you're trying to shorten it.
Okay.
So that's just the tactic.
Okay.
Now for that one, we're gonna step into it and we don't have to worry about it as much. So that's our horizontal. When we throw an uppercut, it's the same thing. This just think about kind of like you're slicking your hair back.
Okay. So, like that.
Boom, yeah. And if we can lift them up with it, that's our uppercut. Because right here we're wrestling.
Yep.
boom, right underneath. And
So
then
basically, it's like isn't it like the same as an uppercut, but you just hit him with the elbow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the more you drive from your legs, boom.
Okay. So
If you squat down just a little bit and drive it up, then that's where you're going to catch some.
okay.
Now, there's a diagonal downward, and you're just thinking about, I'm going to try and hit, essentially elbow myself in the hip.
Okay. Hold on. So I'm going.
It comes up. It's kind of like,
So I'm like this. I'm going like that.
it comes, this one's over and down. Think about like I'm trying to hit you with a baseball bat
Okay.
in the neck.
Okay.
Boom, right there.
Okay. So if I'm coming at you, I'm going.
Think about it. Yeah, and drop
Okay.
it. It's going to come up and then down.
Okay. So.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's here,
Because I'm
And
you
here.
bring it up higher.
and you can hit diagonally up also, and it's more like your hands going over your shoulder.
Like that.
I would go over this shoulder. This is diagonal cut,
Like this one.
so it comes right here. So if you were here, you're going to try and catch me.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So like.
Yeah.
Like that.
So across that, boom, right there.
Okay. Okay.
And then you can throw it. Because it comes across, you can do up, and then there's down. This one would be more if you were like catching the person. Muay Thai guys will actually step on a guy's leg and jump up and come down on top of their head with it. This would be more if we hit a guy with a knee or something, got him bent over, then boom, right on top.
Okay.
So that across elbow, it's going to come across, and it's horizontal, horizontals.
Okay.
Upper. This is a diagonal down. And then obviously your downward strike. Holding mitts for elbows,
Okay.
you're going to probably just have them hold one. Because normally I would throw on my Muay Thai pads, which are heavier duty, because a lot of force can be generated on these.
Okay.
But if someone's if you're going to work some elbows on one of these, they can just firm it up with an extra hand.
Okay.
So if I was going to have you throw, let's say that crossing, that elbow right there, boom, I'm going to actually present myself at a 90-degree to you,
So
that, boom, like that. And I'm still going to, I'm
moving.
going to still meet it, because that's going to save my shoulders and my arms, and it's going to give you some resistance. So that's how you work that forearm.
Okay.
And the same thing, working it so that when I get to the inside, then you're going to throw that forearm right
Okay.
there.
Shoulder.
There we go. All right.
Definitely not sure about the left.
And then with the left, think of it more as a jab, so you don't have to put as much body into your left. It's nice to be able to, but it doesn't feel right initially. So I spent a lot of time working both sides as leads so that I could try to get used to it. It takes time.
Okay.
Just that off side of our body. Humans just we own these bodies, and it's almost like we never read the owner's manual. And then we only half operate it doing most things, you know? It's wild. You watch everybody, you watch other animals, it's like they don't have a weird... Well, that cat can barely use its left paw, and it's weird, you know? And like when that happens, you're like, what's wrong with that cat? Yeah. A person, their butterfingers with one side of their body, and we're just like, all of us are, right?
Yeah, that's normal.
Now, I'm sure that there's a reason for it, specialization or whatever it is, allowing for success in the environment, but it just doesn't make sense to some degree either.
So I'm just gonna jab.
So boom, right there, just like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good.
Oh, I thought you
We're
were
good.
putting it for like.
So, and with those first two techniques that we worked are very similar, except for we're going to drive through on a person with them. So that stepping movement that we did, where we were stepping off and then doing that shove, it can be done with an elbow too. Okay. So if we're in too close, and I can't get it, boom, I can hit them with that forearm.
Okay, so instead of like, I can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And more like, I guess maybe, what was it? Lex Luger's old finisher was kind of similar to that.
The forearm, because he had a steel plate.
The steel plate in his forearm, yeah. So that thing is pretty well similar. You know, he's just hitting them with a cross chop with the forearm.
Yeah.
And that is perfectly fine because we're putting our body and we're putting it behind something that's hitting. And later on, we actually will work where we're hitting a person with that forearm right here. And it's kind of a forearm elbow attack, but most of it is conceptual. Not so much getting stuck on, I have to push the person with this, but more the concept I'm moving out and then I'm putting my body into their body somehow.
Yeah.
Elbow straight to the chest when you're boom right here.
Oh, yeah.
That
does not feel good.
Because you're just driving it in.
Yeah.
We can use our elbows to defend against punches also. So if we're here and your hands are up, your hand is just going to come up and that right there. Make me put my hand in the middle of your guns. So you just go boom, because when I throw that punch and you go boom,
that's gonna fuck up your hand.
Oh man, through boxing gloves, it stinks. Like I'll use it when I'm boxing with people. Sometimes they'll go to throw a jab, and you just stay where you are. Let me punch you.
Oh, okay.
So
just go
boom. You good? Pretty soon people start going, oh.
Can I just do a little?
Calling you a little.
Can I just try to know what it feels like? Okay.
It is not something I want to do. It's like punching the corner of that post over there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So that is terrible on the hands. When a person is, because you get used to it, and you just boop, you put it where you essentially this comes up here, and it blocks where they want to punch you.
Yeah.
This comes from like Panatukan or something to like from Filipino dirty boxing or something like that. So they do a lot of like dirty stuff like this. It's just stuff that isn't good sportsmanship, but it's great street stuff.
Yeah.
So when that person goes to punch you, and your hand just comes up to where you got this here that protects it, and boom, you crunch their hand, or they crunch their own hand.
Yeah.
It's the same way we can use an elbow to block a kick or a knee. If a person grabbed a hold of us and tried to throw a knee, like you're here, and they go to throw a knee into you,
sorry,
you just put your hand like a cup.
So like this.
So kind of capture it right here so that you're protecting this so the knee can't slip through.
Okay.
And your elbow goes right behind the person's knee. So if I was here and just boom, you just try to put your elbow right behind it.
Okay.
There's a big nerve right there.
Yeah.
And when you go to step your knee back down or your foot back down, a lot of times your leg is now the sensors are all jacked up, and you'll go to put it down and fall because there's no signal reaching the foot.
Oh, okay.
It stinks. You go dink, and it just as that knee comes up, boom, right behind the kneecap.
Okay.
So it's just like if you banged your leg. It's like Charlie horsing yourself real bad on like the corner of a table or something like that.
Okay.
So that's how we can use our elbows, not only as a big elbow strike, but other little places we can slip them in there because they're such a hard and almost impossible to break part of your body on another person's body. Like, I mean, you can break them by smashing them into the ground or whatever, but pretty much any force that a person's able to generate, it's almost impossible to break both our kneecap and our elbow.
So can I practice the elbow strikes on the standing punching bag?
Yeah. So if I had enough stuff in this thing, now it's empty, but just the same way, I would get my distance. You can reach out because this tells you what distance am I at.
Okay.
I know I can touch them.
Okay.
So when I decide that I'm going to touch them, I can boom and step it.
Okay.
Just step that half step that it takes to close the distance.
Okay.
And give it a pop. Here, I'll put my hand on it. You just go ahead and get a feel for it so you know what it looks like on the bag.
Like that?
Yep. And then follow it with like a 1-2. Go boom, boom, but with
the elbows. Okay.
Everything we just did with our palm strikes, elbows get to do it too.
So, but just the 1-2s, right?
You can do 1, 2, 3s. I mean,
how would you do a 3?
So I would turn your 3 into that slightly upward one.
So it'd be like
boom, boom, boom. Right there, just like that.
Okay. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Now it might move around. Elbows have a habit of moving things, and in part that's what they do.
Yeah.
So you may have this thing dancing around even with the 250 in it.
Yeah.
With elbows.
I mean, as long as it doesn't fall over.
And you can also do your 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So once you get that, you can mix your palm strikes and your elbows together into whatever combination you want to think of. Boom, boom. I wouldn't do too hard on top of here.
No, I hit the top one time.
There's a plastic.
Yep, and it hurt like hell.
So that's where we get to moving with those. Boom. The same 1, 2, but if it's up, you can still hit it with that diagonal cross chop there.
Okay.
So that's how you can use that piece of both the gloves and the bag to do those types of attacks. As far as hammer fists are a little bit harder on these because the angle that they come in at, it's hard to get it set up correctly. But if we're throwing across the front one, boom, right here, we can do those with the glove.
Yeah,
or
we've been doing those just on the body bag.
The cross chop also, boom. So if I had this on, you're going to.
We're doing the cross chop.
So do it with a hammer fist though. Boom. So just swing right through it. Boom. Right there. If I'm coming in, you can even use it. You just need to turn your body and step out just a little bit. So if I had my lead and I just saw you coming in, I'm gonna try and bring it across right there.
Okay. So,
boom.
So I'm stepping into you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as I step in, you just go ahead. Right there.
Okay.
Right there. One more. So some reverse side. It's the same thing. You're just hitting with the reverse side hand. Keep that hand up while we're doing it. There we go. That way you don't get caught by that right there. Good. Now, downward ones, they get kind of hard on a person.
Yeah.
You can do them, but they get like they pull on elbows, and they don't really like. If I've got my hand right here,
yeah,
it doesn't really mimic the real usage of a hammer blow, which should be like up here, right?
Yeah.
But you don't want to be putting this right here and catching a hammer blow. You might as well just let the person punch you.
Yeah.
So there's those. Try to think of making sure that I'm getting it. One thing that I do like to do now, as time goes on, this is as we get more comfortable, is that I will have you go. Let's go 1, 2.
Palm strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, and then I'll throw a punch, and as we get there, we'll start working on moving underneath it.
Okay. And
then throwing a 1. So it'd be like 1, 2. I throw this, come around, and then you come up with another one.
Okay. Yeah, not quite.
I don't want to get there yet, but any of these, we're always going to think about sinking into it more so than trying to bend at the waist. It's faster to drop our weight. Boom. But we'll wait on that one.
Okay.
For now, what I would have you do is I'm going to go 1, 2, and when I go to throw a wide one, you just come in.
Oh, just come in.
Just come in at an angle like this right here.
Okay,
so when I go, you go 1, 2. I go to throw it, and you just come in, and this hand right here will go into the side of my neck, and this one catches the
arm.
The arm.
Okay.
Because this is what's going to set us up for a front headlock. So once we hit that person on the inside, because if you were to throw, I'm going to get right here, and then later on I'm going to drive you out, and then as I drive you out, it pushes your head over, which allows me to hook you up with a front headlock.
Okay.
So we'll go 1, 2. I'll go to throw a big one, and boom.
Sorry, you don't want to do the headlock yet.
Not yet, but it's okay.
Okay, sorry.
So just for right now, this right there. And when you drive that one into my neck, it stinks because it goes boom right here, and that's when you can go pushing me around, and you throw this arm underneath it as this comes around. You throw this arm right here, throw it over to this arm.
Oh, throw it over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this hand can come out.
Okay.
And you got me pushed down right here.
Okay.
That's what allows us to hook that
arm.
That arm up. Now we've got him, and that's when we can start hitting ankle picks, or if we were to pick a guy up, that sets him up. Like in pro wrestling, that would set somebody up for a fisherman's suplex.
Yeah.
You hit it, and then boom.
Yeah.
They call it fisherman. It'll be perfect flex forever. Book that squared circle book.
Am I doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. And drive it kind of into my neck.
I missed your
and
neck.
that'll allow you to get me off my balance.
Yep.
Good. I always have to be careful with how long I do these ones, because I always feel like my vertebrae ends up poked out the side at the end. Good. One more. Good. So those are all things that you can practice on these and on that. So even if you go and then drive in on it. Okay. So for you, you're going to be here because you're right lead. So you go 1, 2. He goes to throw that big right, and you're just going to drive it in. Because that's what allows us to drive slightly more over into this side, because you want to stop that punch.
Yep.
And then this is when you rebalance off of it.
Yep.
A good shot like that, just getting that boom is almost enough if you catch them in the neck hard enough to drop them. Because this right here is just like a person throwing a high kick in the neck. Boom. Because it's like a small shin.
Yeah.
So a shin in the neck, just like kickboxers are throwing up there. When you throw this right here, it halts the same structures. It's good. Good, man. Good. Good. It's a good solid workout. What I would do is set yourself like a 1 minute round to start with, and then move up to 2 minute rounds. Much beyond that, if you're not training for a fight, you don't need to do 33-minute rounds.
No.
The deal is that when you start, once you're warmed up, and especially on the bag, give full power to every hit that you get, because that is what will give you the stamina. Because if you can hit the thing full power for a minute, that's more than you would ever need in a real life situation.